Hello, I hope y'all are doing well today. We're going to work in my COVID journal a little bit today. And I am using some Faber-Castell, I'm not real sure how to pronounce it, but I'm using their Gelatos. And we're going to use a baby wipe technique that's actually pretty neat. I'm just going to slather some color all over the place. Doesn't matter which colors. We're just adding. That one's pretty close to what I've already got. Let's get something a little different. Let's go with some green. I'm going to come down along the sides here, try to get close to the edges. And then I'll show you what I made because my COVID journal is getting pretty thick and it's getting bumpy because I've put a lot of tip ends in it. I'll try to do a flip through for you to show you what I mean by that. But I made a writing board, I guess is what you would call it. And you'll laugh. I made use of all these political things that we've been getting, and I glued about 4 of them together, and that makes a nice little platform to write so that you don't get bumps all over your writing because of the things that you've glued in the past. Okay, we've got our color slathered on. Let's get us a baby wipe, doesn't matter what kind. I'm using Huggies today, and we're just gonna mix these colors, or we're gonna, I'm off camera. I'm gonna work primarily on the green first. I'm gonna try to do it by color so that I don't get mud quite so much. I'll probably still get some mud because of the colors that I used. But that's okay. We just want to have a little bit of fun in our journal. And I got some over on the other page, so I'm just going to run my wipe down through there like that. Kind of create a little margin, a little side margin of color. All right, that looks like that's all my green. Let's go for the pinks. And we got some blues bleeding into the pinks and into the greens. And then we're going to attack our yellows last because they are the finicky ones, or at least in my book, but I love yellow because it adds a little pop to everything. Oh, there's some blue that I didn't get. This is fun to do because it's quick, it's easy, and it gives you a real artsy look right off the bat. Now I'm going to take and do this through the whole thing just to see what happens. Okay, that was already starting to dry, so they didn't blend a whole lot after that first swipe. So let me get these out of the way. I got these at Michael's, I believe it was. It's either Michael's or Hobby Lobby. That's the Brights. The Faber-Castell Bright set. See right here. I'm going to put those away. The last time I wrote in my COVID journal was on the 5th, 6th, 7th. Today is the 8th. Is that right? The 8th. So I'm going to add 3 days to 57, 58, 59. Today is 160. Day 160. Okay. So we're going to come up here, get on screen, and we're going to write September the 8th. 2020. And it's day 160 of sheltering at home. These pens are not wanting to write on that. Let's see. Got a brush. Where's my Sharpie? Let's try this one. I wonder why it doesn't like the blue. Okay. We'll try the micron. All right, so today our Bible verse was Exodus 14:14. The Lord will fight for you. And you shall hold your peace. And that's Exodus 14:14. Now my ink is not showing up really good, is it? I have a Sharpie pen somewhere. Right there it is. Okay. I bet that'll work. All right. So Exodus 14:14. When I first read this, I was thinking about fighting, about arguing. But it's also, we're, as human beings, we're quick to anger. We don't need to be quick to anger. We need to slow down, count to 10, pray, and then see how we feel about what we're upset about. Okay? But what we don't need to, I think, do is not have any initiative. That's not what this verse is saying, I don't think. And I might be wrong, because I am not a pastor by any stretch of the imagination. But I think we are supposed to do what God wants us to do, know that He's going to fight for us and help us. But if you go in here and you look at Exodus 14:14 and you read the full chapter, if you go to verse 15, it says, "Tell the children of Israel to move forward." This is when they were in the desert and they were lost and hungry and afraid. Tell the children of Israel to move forward. So that tells me that I'm supposed to be moving forward. I'm supposed to be working on my life, working on the things that I have been called to do. So now that's done. Let's write a little bit about the day. So today I have worked on my business. I've paid sales tax, what little I owed. Worked on my Creative Art Spark Facebook page. And I have done my devotionals. Okay. Let's go back to the verse again. Shall hold your peace. You shall hold your peace. If you are looking to God all the time, you're going to have peace. Remember that. So today our word is peace. Okay, so now I want to do a little bit of gluing. I knocked this off on the floor earlier, and that was a huge, huge mess. Okay. I think I'm going to put a llama in there. I just love llamas. I think they're so cute. I made that with my Cricut machine. And there's another cutie. Okay. and a little Japanese flower I ordered, and a butterfly. And I'm pretty sure I dropped some stuff. Okay, and then we'll come over to the other side and we'll do a little bit of drawing. All right, let's see how things look. I like that llama right there. And that llama is going to be chasing this great old big butterfly because I don't ever worry about the size of things. I just like to come in here every so often and do something a little creative, kind of give me a track of what I have done or how I'm feeling. Doesn't have to be anything important, just something that means something to you. That's what your journal is supposed to be. Now, I like to put my verse in my journal. You don't have to. You certainly don't have to. I'm not saying that you must. That's just what I like to do, okay? So if you like to keep a track of your devotions, you can do that. Okay, there's that butterfly right there. And we need a colorful one, I think. Let's plop this one. Do we want that one or we want this purple one? This is a sticker that I made in my Cricut machine. Let's just kind of, I think I bought this on Etsy and then printed it through my Cricut machine and made little stickers. I think that's what I did. I'm not 100%. Maybe I just printed them and put shelf liner is what I used. I used Walmart brand shelf liner to make these shiny and kind of protect them. I'm just going through and fussy cutting. I'm not a good fussy cutter. Okay, so now we're going to attempt to peel this off with these bright blue Smurf fingernails I've still got going on. Oh, come on. There it went. It's sticker paper, I see it. There we go. Aha. There. And we'll stick this one flying along right there. So now we got our llama, and we got two butterflies. Let's come over to the other page, and I want to do a little bit of drawing, I think. Let's see here. Let's get our pencils. So here are my pencils. It's just a big conglomeration of a whole bunch of pencils. Some of them are Prismacolor. Some of them are just off-brand things that you get at the dime store. Just a whole bunch of different ones, okay? Now, the other day, I came in here. I'm going to see if I can recreate it. I came in here and I drew some droopy flowers. And I gave them some droopy leaves. Can you see what I'm doing? And then I came along here and I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a center. And again, I call myself an artist, but I am not a sketch artist. I'm a junk journalist parading as an artist. And I just like to come along and have some fun with this stuff. Doesn't have to be precise. And that's something I've had to work at because I like everything to be just so. I like for everything to be symmetrical and perfect and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, and then I came along and I gave it some grass. And then I did this. I just did a whole bunch of weird stuff. And then I came in and I colored. So we're gonna come along and we're gonna color these. Hopefully my head's not in the way. And I just like to do this and think about my day. I like to think about my kids and wonder what they're doing. Think about my husband and my mama. I like to think about the things I want to accomplish during the day. I like to say my prayers. I don't like to spend a lot of time watching the news or anything like that. So this is kind of a meditation time. I know I should probably watch the news more, but it's all such doom and gloom and hate and everything else that I just don't want to do it. I don't want to fill my life up with all that hate anymore. And so I spend my time doing silly little things like this. But there again, remember, if we're creating, then we're happy. And if we're happy, that rubs off on other people. And if we all did that a little bit, I think that the world would be a much better place. Okay, I need a green. Let's go. Is that green? Yeah. Do these squiggly leaves real quick. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just drawing, and you know what? What did Picasso's paintings look like? They were not perfect. Andy Warhol's, not perfect. Vincent van Gogh, one of my all-time favorite artists. He drew a lot of, or painted a lot of, very different things. So maybe one of these days, somebody will find my little journals and go, wow. Maybe next week I'll do sort of a flip through of my journal and kind of let you see the things that I have put in there. We're going to trace these as best we can. On our stems. Give them some color. Okay, let's work on the grass. I'm going to trace these again as best I can. Nothing's got to be perfect. I'm just trying to recreate something I drew the other day, and this is nowhere near as pretty as the one that I drew the other day. But that's okay. It doesn't have to be, does it? I just have to like it. That's all. It's not going to be precise. Okay, let's get us a different green. And let's come along and let's do these. These wild splotches of grass. My stepsister told me that the one I did the other day made her think of the sheets on her grandmother's bed. You remember when sheets used to be all embroidered and fancy. We've kind of, or at least I have, gotten away from some of that, and I think we've just gotten in such a big hurry that we have absolutely forgotten the nicer things of life. I think that's a shame. So I hope I'm getting back to some of that. This one looks like a little carnation, doesn't it? So we'll come in and we'll give it a pretty color. The thing we want to do when we're out in the world is just be more observant. There's so much beauty to see if we'll just look around and see it. But we get so busy that we forget to look around. So next time you go outside, look at a leaf, look at a tree, look at a flower. See the different things that you can see. Look at it with the eyes of a child. We're supposed to have the faith of a child. Let's look at the world with the eyes of a child and see if that helps our outlook any. We're going to come along and we're going to just very lightly give ourselves a little hint of sky. And I believe we're done. All we got to do is date this. Today is September the 8th. (2020). I'm glad that you came along with me to do some journaling. I'm going to show you one last thing. I'm going to put a tuck spot on here. Well, not really a tuck spot. I'm going to do a tip-in and show you how I do my tip-ins. And I'm going to use this card that I have been holding forever. I bought it off of Etsy. Unfortunately, I cannot remember the name of the store where I bought it, but I just think it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to lay it right here. Let's see. Maybe if I lay it right there, I can still see some of my flowers. I'm going to lay it right there, and I'm going to get some washi tape. Yep, that's the right way. Well, if I put it up here, you can see even more flowers. I'm going to try to get this washi tape going. Okay, we are ready. And my washi tape's going to cover up my green stuff. We'll see what this looks like with green on it. I'm going to lay that washi tape right there. Right in there like that. So now this flips over like that, and I was way too high. Okay, I've put my washi tape right here. I can flip my little tip-in over, and I can write on it. So I'm going to give it a little extra stability. And I'm just going to come right in here. I do this in my planner also. Gives me a little extra space to write something. When I worked, I used to write my verse in there. I used to write little memories and things like that. So there's an extra place to write. You could come in and write here. You could write here. You could write some more here. So that is day 160 of my COVID journal. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you later in YouTube land. Bye-bye.